What is up, everybody? Hey, we already got a lot of people in here talking. I already see Gary's, my guy Gary in here with the super chat already. You, my boy Blue. Let's go, Gary. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. I see Sodak's in the building. What up, Sodak? Two Evils in the building. We got Skull for Life Barber in the building. We got Roger in the building. Two Toned Tony in the building. What is up, everybody? Interesting live stream, I guess, because obviously first weekend of playoffs, Vikings aren't in it. Two teams in the division, though. Man, to be a Viking fan, the beginning of this playoffs did not go the way I think any of us really wanted it to. I think the two biggest things right off the bat here, because obviously, I guess I'll throw some scores out here real quick. Obviously, the Cowboys completely choke again. Interesting to see what will happen over there with the 48-32 loss of the Packers. Super annoying. Cowboys were supposed to come in. That was supposed to be an easy dub here. Didn't happen. Cowboys got smoked by Jordan Love and the Packers. And now who knows what happens with the Cowboys. I don't know what you do with Dak. I mean, Dak had an amazing year this year, probably an MVP type season for him to, again, throw like three interceptions in that game. And then the McCarthy thing, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But I know people are talking about Bill Belichick going to the Cowboys, and for whatever reason, it kind of makes too much sense. And then, of course, again, with the Rams and the Lions win 24-23, a game that the Lions came in and booed Matt Stafford, who helped that franchise be at least something. And then ultimately, they end up beating him or whatever to get their first playoff win since 93 or whatever it is. But man, annoying games. Let me check this chat again here. We got Steve in the building. What up, Steve? What's up? We got Purple Pocket Podcast, Mr. Vocal Vike himself in the building. Saturday night, we had a ton of a great fucking time going through Jaden Daniels, hopefully the quarterback of the future of the Minnesota Vikings, and going through his tape. And ultimately, I think we decided, like, man, if we can go grab him, that's the guy. That's the guy, I think. So what's up? We see the trend by the Vikings will extend the vets. Dude, I hope we don't give any extensions to Kirk Cousins, though, man. The more I think about it, the more it scares me. Who else we got? We got Mateo in here. What up, Mateo? I said it when we extended Kirk and didn't just start over that. Then that we would regret it. I was right. We have the worst setup for the future NFC North. Yeah, dude. So one thing I wanted to circle back to was so far this playoffs, obviously week one not going as we wanted it to for sure. Two things that I did not want to see this season. Anything outside of the Vikings in this division, two things I don't want to see is one, like, I don't care if I don't hate the Lions. This year they're annoying. The fans are annoying, whatever. If they make it to like the NFC Championship, whatever, but I do not want them to make a Super Bowl, and I do not want them to win the Super Bowl. If they win the Super Bowl and we're the last team in our division without one, that's going to suck. And then the other thing, of course, is the Jordan Love looking solid. That sucks. I do not want to see Jordan Love do good. And in the first half of the season, it was like it looked like to be a bust, and now they're in week 2 of playoffs. That stings. With Gary, #Skull. So when I did the show with Rap on Saturday, I pretty much gave the rest of the cards I have away. I'm working on getting some new ones, though. I do have a CJ Ham rookie card here. This is actually the only brand that was able to make CJ Ham rookie cards, just because they didn't obviously not a lot of people knew who CJ was in the beginning. They don't really make cards unless you're a popular player. That's the reason why Brock Purdy, when his rookie cards came out, he was really valuable because there wasn't a lot of rookie cards of his. So get those hashtag skulls. We're giving away CJ Ham rookie card, the guy. Heck yeah, get those hashtag skulls in, like the comments or like the video, all that good stuff. What up, Skull Mafia, Purple Gang? Let's go. Hey, how about that hat you're wearing as a giveaway? Oh, dude. I know this is like the third. One of these times I'll give this a hat away. One of these times, even though, you know, I've sweated in this hat. A lot of things I've done in this hat. But, hey, whatever the people want, you know. Damn, I'd rather have CJ Ham over Lewis Cine. You'd rather have CJ Ham. I haven't sent them out just yet. You'd rather have CJ Ham over the auto Lewis Cine. That's right. Hey, Mateo, if you want it, we can swap that out. Lewis Cine's going to have his chance, though. He's going to have his chance, I think. I think he will. So where you guys at? Another question. With that Rams-Lions game, was it just like before halftime, there was over a minute left, and the Rams had 3 timeouts, right? And they decided to go in at halftime? Did I see that correctly? Was it 3 timeouts the Rams had before that halftime? Because that was crazy. That was crazy. Let go, Buffalo, my hometown. Do you actually want it, Mateo? Do you want the CJ Ham instead of the Lewis Cine? We can do that. That means I'm running the Lewis Cine today, then. It is an autographed 1/1 auto. This card, I mean, probably has some value, and he can still be our guy. He still can be our guy. I think he's going to get the opportunity this offseason. I'll do it, though, if you want me to. I believe so. He will be a starter this year. I think they'll try. I think he's going to get his chance. I want Cine. I think he's, I don't know. If I'm assuming we're, okay. All right. It's official. CJ Ham is going to Mateo, and the Lewis Cine is going to be on deck for the giveaway. Autographed out of one of one autograph. Let me actually have to get this thing up. I always forget to do that. Just have to be subscribed, like the video, all that good stuff. All right. Yep. 1/1 Lewis Cine autograph for the giveaway. Harrison Smith probably not going to be on this team. I'm guessing it's like the Eric Kendrick situation with him, I think, where it's just doesn't make sense to keep him around for his the cap hit. But that being said, you have to think if he's gone, they're going to try to do whatever they can to give Lewis Cine at least a chance, a better opportunity, as there was rumors going around saying that that we were kind of bringing Cine along slow this year, but who knows if those are real or not. You know how many times I hype up Ham, so yeah, Ham. Yeah, dude, Ham's the guy. That's the boy right there. I don't blame you, honestly. I don't blame you. But yeah, get those hashtag skulls in there. Yeah, Smith is gone. I mean, he's one of my favorite Vikings of all time. Skull Mafia. What did you just say, Skull Mafia? Oh, I want a new quarterback. Yeah, so what are we thinking here? So obviously, I mean, the thumbnail I made about the Rams game, the Packers game, we don't have to talk about that too much. It is what it is. They go into the next week. The Packers are against the 49ers, who, I mean, arguably are my Super Bowl favorites, honestly. And the Packers get destroyed by them every single time in playoffs. So hopefully we got them there. The Lions have an easier route, I think. So, we'll see who they play next week. If the Eagles win tonight, I'd rather them play the Eagles than Tampa Bay. But hey, it is what it is. Hopefully, you know, we see them both lose, especially the Packers next week. Definitely go for it. Get those hashtag skulls in. Too evil for a Hall of Famer, my front runner. Too evil for Hall of Fame, my front runner. Also remember, even Jay Ward got more playing. That is a good point. That's the thing. If the rumors are true that our KOC and, you know, our coaching staff were kind of playing Cine periodically just because he came off that brutal injury, though, I mean, you don't usually see it like that, so who knows? Yeah, we don't like the Packers over here. I like you, Steve, just not the Packers. But yeah, quarterback situation here. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? We re-signing Kirk Cousins? Team friendly? or we moving on from Kirk Cousins completely? It doesn't even matter how much he's willing to stay for. That's a question I have, because I think, at one point I was kind of thinking like, if he takes a team friendly deal, but then the more I think about it, like no matter what, I want us to pick a quarterback this year. And if it's, I really like Jaden Daniels. And if we can move up to get Jaden Daniels at 3, though I do worry that the Bears are definitely not trading for us. Speaking of that, Caleb Williams is coming into the draft this year. So my guess is they're going to go grab Caleb Williams, or if they even trade out, obviously it won't be to us. The only scenarios, I think, the Washington, number 2, I think they're going to need a quarterback. My guess is that they go quarterback. And then you got the Patriots, who have Jared Mayo running the show over there now. I don't know if is he just head coach? I don't know if they've figured out what the GM thing, or is he GM? Is he GM, or is he going to be their head coach? I didn't actually see that, because I know Bill Belichick, he just played both roles. So that's a good point. But either way, Jared Mayo's in there now. So, they definitely need a quarterback. So if Jaden Daniels' hype continues the way it's been going, you got to think that they're going to need a quarterback too. So a scenario that I'm hoping for is if Washington and Patriots definitely plan on grabbing a quarterback, maybe the Bears, they decide to stick with Justin Fields and they trade. And I could see maybe the Patriots jumped Washington to go and grab a quarterback at number 1. And then maybe they decide to grab Marvin Harrison at 3. And then, we grab Jaden. We trade with the Cardinals for Jaden Daniels at 4, potentially. Maybe. Mayo's the head coach. Yeah. So I don't know what their plan is for. And of course, like if he's a new head coach, he's gonna want his own quarterback. Like you just gotta think that, right? I think so. But I'm just finding the scenario of getting Jaden Daniels with his hype being where it's at, where some people think he'll go number 3. But that's what I want. And then even if we miss out on him, which would be very unfortunate, because I already know us and most of this fan base, we're going all in on the idea of Jaden Daniels, and it's going to be hyped within our little community for sure. But if that doesn't happen and we are sitting at 11, I am kind of rolling on the board too of a lot of these fans where you pick the best player that we need, probably a defensive end. And then if we were able to take a shot on JJ McCarthy, maybe early. I mean, hopefully in the second round, but if we had to trade up a little bit for him, I don't want to give that much up for him though, because if we pick a quarterback in the second round, I'd like to have that option where we feel if we don't see what we like early, we can kind of decide to go a different direction, but we'll see. Too evil. Isn't it crazy the thinking at the beginning of the season that the NFC North was weak and now half the division got through the wild card? Many fans thought we should have pushed to win now because, yeah, obviously I think going in the season we thought the Detroit kind of ended up what we were thinking. Maybe a little bit better than I was hoping for sure. The Packers I thought was going to be trash, and honestly they're not. I still don't think they're that great, but who knows, man? I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it because Jordan Love being a good quarterback is, I hate it. I hate that idea of him being good. We already had to deal with that. That's crazy. How do you go through Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and then you go get Jordan Love and he works out after, us trying to grab a quarterback? The only thing different with them is they're picking quarterbacks in the first round and, having them sit behind. That's one thing about the Kirk Cousins thing that throws me off is you see this, everything that happened to Jordan Love and sitting behind a quarterback. And then there's people out here who just want Kirk Cousins and they still think we shouldn't draft a quarterback in the first round. So we're just going to sit here and go through another couple of years of Kirk Cousins, not go anywhere. And then now we're back in the same situation where we're going to try to draft a quarterback and going to need someone to kind of be the bridge quarterback. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. So, I mean, even if you keep Kirk around, I think you still go grab your quarterback. I think so anyways. Racist Jerry Jones with Flores. That would be a horrible combo. Yeah. Flores hopefully is sticking around. It sounds like he wants to, unless he gets a really good head coaching job. And yeah, you're right. It'd be tough to see him with the Cowboys. And then now we know he can't be with the Patriots. So that takes one big team out of the mix, I feel like. And I don't know what the Steelers are looking like. I don't know why Steelers, like, do they plan on firing Tomlin? I mean, he's still in the playoffs right now with a terrible quarterback situation, even though they're getting smacked on last time I checked anyways. If we were to be made, or if we would have made it, we want nothing in, we would have done nothing in the playoffs. No, especially without Kirk Cousins. But even with Kirk Cousins, there's no reason to say we'd come in and win a game. But without Kirk Cousins, I thought it'd be pretty much pointless, in my opinion. My guy Gary here, boys, my Chandler just got drafted 3rd in state of all players in Minnesota today for a basketball traveling team, 28 teams, and he selected 3rd player in the damn state. Let's go, Gary. That is so awesome, dude. That's why, like, whenever I start having kids, I'm hoping to have a boy, at least one boy, whatever. Anyways, I'm definitely going to be the dad that pressures him and makes him play sports, makes him try to go, even though he ain't going in the NFL, he'll probably be like 5'8", 5'9", but I'm going to push it, bro. I'm going to push it. No, I won't push it. But hey, if you could end anything like Chandler, that'd be pretty baller to me, man. That's sweet. We would have gotten smacked with Kirk. Probably. I think we would have. I mean, I'm trying to think. So if we would have played, if we were in the scenario with the Packers, I mean, if we would have played the Cowboys, I mean, who knows with the Cowboys? They just choke. But you also, Kirk Cousins versus Dak Prescott, like, who wins that game? They're both just choking playoffs. It'd have been interesting, I guess. It'd be an ugly game, I'm sure. Many should trade for Rudolph from Pittsburgh, LL. I don't know about that. He's been looking pretty solid lately, but he's another guy who's gotten an opportunity. He just never did much. I think if I was to go into what up, Mike? Mike's in the building. Mike Sports Vibe. Anybody in here, go subscribe to Mike Sports Vibe if you're not already. Also, go subscribe to my boy Vocal Vike if you are not already as well. So one thing I think as far as quarterbacks go, let's say we do not keep Kirk Cousins around. We go into this draft and whatever, we pick a quarterback in the first round. Whatever we do, we definitely grab a quarterback. I'm assuming most people in here probably, unless we like traded up for Drake May or maybe Jaden Daniels could start right away, but you probably still would like him to start behind someone at first. And then if you got Drake May or Caleb Williams, I'm sure anyone who gets them is starting them right away. But you probably still want some sort of bridge quarterbacks. And I know a few of them coming in. And I think as far as bridge quarterbacks, I'd like one that's been like a starter before. So at least he's not total ass like Nick Mullins, unless you are too evil and you want to win only 2 games next year, I guess. But I want to make the players on our offense happy to some extent. But guys like Ryan Tannehill, I'm assuming you'd get him from cheap. Baker Mayfield, he's coming he'll be a free agent as well, but he's also coming off of a season where he brought Tampa Bay to playoffs, and who knows how he plays tonight. So I'm guessing that you're not going to get Baker Mayfield for cheap. And then you got Gardner Minshew, who has been kind of a starter, journeyman type of player, been very solid. I think I would definitely rather have him than the other quarterbacks that we've gotten. And Gardner Minshew, the thing with him is he'd be the cheapest. He'd easily be the cheapest. And I mean, he would just be there just to let whatever rookie quarterback come in, just to be as that bridge quarterback, which he has already done. Mac Jones, who do you think is a top quarterback prospect? You want to grab Mac Jones? I mean, I would probably take a chance on him but he's like a bridge quarterback still. I would take him as a bridge quarterback. The 85th best player in the NFL. Who's that, Mac Jones? Who's the 85th best player? Oh, was he? Is that what they rated him? In the top 100 or something? Yeah, I'm not taking. I don't want Mac Jones. I got you. No. Mac Jones didn't seem like your type of quarterback. But that's the thing. It's like it's a situation with Zach Wilson, Like, of course, I don't want Zach Wilson this year, but even last year, I was like, I don't really care about Zach Wilson, but maybe he comes in and he's solid, but you still have the idea of like, hey, you're still grabbing a quarterback. Like, it's just a placeholder. If we don't re-sign Kirk Cousins, it's 100% a placeholder, whatever quarterback we get. But I do think we should grab one more, not just Nick Mullins to some extent as a guy, especially if we get Daniels. But to go back up here and answer Mike's question, who do you think is the top quarterback prospect? In my opinion, I think it's Caleb Williams. I still have to do enough more research on my own. I've watched enough Caleb Williams, and now I've watched enough Jaden Daniels, I think, to say I do really like both of those guys. But in my mind, I think Caleb Williams, his ceiling has to be one of the highest ever. Like, what he can do is almost unheard of. And like, it's literally Mahomes stuff, but he's more athletic than Mahomes. And I just think it doesn't make him automatically going to be a good quarterback, but obviously he has a Heisman. He has all these things to prove it, whatever. Whether or not he is the best quarterback prospect in this draft, or he's going to end up being the best, I do think he is the top prospect. And I do think he's going to go, we're going to see all the smoke coming in, including, like, I know that report came out with him not coming into this year's draft if Chicago sat there at 1 planning on picking a quarterback. Well, Caleb Williams he just said he's going into the draft today. So obviously either that's false or the Bears plan on trading, one or the other. But that's the one thing, is I think people are trying to bring down Caleb Williams' draft stock, in my opinion. Steve thinks Caleb Williams is a bust. I think he has all the tools. The only thing that makes me think he could be a bust is if he just doesn't have like the mental part of it, which is definitely possible. I think that's what usually happens to the really more physically talented quarterbacks, I guess. Gary, that's awesome. What position does he play? Yeah, what position does he play? And I think you said he played quarterback for football, but what position does he play in basketball? Thank Caleb Williams for why Addison fell to us. Kenny Pickett was better with Addison. True, but Addison did have I think he had like an injury, didn't he? I think he had like a nagging injury for like half the year with USC too. But yeah, I like Caleb. Hey, if we had the number 1 pick, I'm taking Caleb. I'm taking him. Point guard, bro. Last week at 9 years old, he scored 37 points. That's insane. Caleb equals Manziel mentality. Also, he needs a coach like Andy Reid to be able to work. He can't work in structure. See, that's the thing. I don't know if I believe, like, there's just so, like, before this season, nobody was talking about Caleb Williams being this like prima donna type of player that doesn't listen to his coaches and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden this year he is, which, you know, him crying with his mom was something that actually happened. But all the reports that have came out about Caleb Williams, like, it wasn't, none of them, like, even the one saying that he wanted to have ownership of part of of whatever franchise he ends up with. I don't think that was a fact. I don't think that came from anybody that, like, a actually good source. Like, I think people are trying to bury him a little bit, which I'm cool with if he drops. I'd be more scared of the Bears if they took May over Caleb. I don't want to take any of them. I don't even want them to have that chance, though. You know? How about trading for Lance? Ooh, that's a good one. For super cheap. At this point, obviously, what did the Cowboys get for him? Was it a 3rd rounder? Or was it even like a 4th or 5th or something? I would give up like a 4th or a 5th for Trey Lance, probably. I don't know. But the fact that Trey Lance still, I like Lance a lot coming in. That's the only reason why. But for him, like, the way his career has went would scare me a little bit. But if you threw like a 4th or 5th, why not? But if you're not going to do that if you plan on grabbing a quarterback. Yeah, Caleb Williams might be the best in the draft, just my opinion. I think he is. In my opinion, there's not even a question. I haven't looked hard enough at some of these quarterbacks, I guess, but I have seen enough from him to say that I've been the most impressed by what he can do compared to any of the quarterbacks I've looked at in the last 2 drafts. Not even close. Like it does. I mean, it's insane what he's doing over there. It doesn't mean he's going to be good for sure, but he definitely can do things that like it is like he's like Johnny Manziel, but bigger, much bigger than Johnny Manziel, and a stronger arm, much stronger arm. Johnny Manziel, he's doing Johnny Manziel stuff, but he's throwing across his body like 60 yards down the field. It's insane. I'll say this somewhat unknown name quarterback is going to be the guy to shine and not really early first round pick. I'll start dropping some names. Who do you got, Steve? Who do you got, Steve? It's not crying with his mom. That's my issue. Also, I don't get his hype. Dude didn't win anything in a weak conference. It is fair. Obviously, people talk about his terrible defense and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, hey, like right now, Josh Allen. I mean, what did he win when he was in college? You know, he's out here. What did Lamar Jackson win? Did he win anything? He's out here. Did Patrick Mahomes win anything in college? I don't know if he did. I mean, they played for small schools. It's tough, and I don't know. It's not that easy in college because I mean, you could have some shitters on your team especially if you're not in the SEC. We have 2 fourths, 5ths, and a 6th. I know. I wish we had a 3rd. It makes me mad. Caleb Williams is number 1. It's not close. I think Jaden Daniels is closer to Williams than May. I need to look into more of Drake May stuff. I need to see him more. The thing with Drake May, obviously, he has strong arm, accurate. I know that. I've seen a little bit of stuff, mostly highlights, but I haven't like dived into like his games yet. I do like what I see from him. He just seems like a smart quarterback. He is athletic enough. He can definitely use his legs. Jaden Daniels, though, when we were watching that film on Jaden Daniels, and I mean, I can talk about him because we literally spent over an hour, 3-hour podcast talking about him. But with him is obviously athletic freak. He's going to be an elite runner on the ground, kind of what you do see in a guy like, well, obviously Lamar Jackson, but like Justin Fields, where Justin Fields had that going in. It was obvious, but the pocket presence hasn't really shown as much. He did look better during the end of this year, but with Jaden Daniels, man, that guy just stands in the pocket and throws strikes all over the field, and that's something you love about him. The one thing about him that I was worried about, I do think he tries, when the pressure comes in, he tries to tuck the ball probably more than I'd like, instead of trying to just get away from the pressure and extending the play with his arms, though he did show some of that. Though, even if you're trying to tuck the ball in too much when pressure's coming, I mean, at least you're not just taking a sack like we get with Kirk Cousins or what we see with Mullins as well. Rat really wants us to sign Kirk Cousins for 2 more years. Yeah, that's the vibes I'm getting too, Roger. Do you think we have to trade up to get one of the top 3? Yeah, if the season ended today, I would tell you yes. If the season ended today, I would tell you yes, just because that's the hype. That's just the hype. Like Jaden Daniels have gotten so much hype with his Heisman and everything that they're pretty much acting like that's the way it could go. I think for sure I'd be very surprised. The only thing maybe I'd question is if the Bears really feel good about even actually. I mean, the Bears will trade. I don't think they'll stick and pick. So even if they trade, it'll probably end up whoever trades up will be a quarterback. So I guess I don't know if it ended today. My guess would be all 3 of them based off of hype. Means nothing, but who knows how things are going to turn out once this offseason starts in the combine and everything. We're going to look at this completely different. I bet you. I have a feeling for some reason. I have a feeling that a lot of people right now, we want McCarthy in the 2nd round. Nobody really wants to trade up to the 1st round for him, but I have a feeling he's going to be the guy that kind of makes his way up the draft boards for some reason. Cause I have a feeling he's going to kill it in team meetings and things like that, but it'll be interesting to see. What about the truth about our old coach? Are you talking about Zimmer? What about it? Same stuff they say, okay, it's the O-line and defense. Yep. Also look in his back, college comes and looked better. Also look his back up and college comes in and looks better. Hey, I actually had a card of his randomly that I sold for more money because obviously he came in and had a big game. But yeah, who knows? Hey, Mateo, you could be right here. I mean, there's a chance maybe Williams isn't that guy, but he has all the tools to be more than that guy, like more than just a guy, you know? But hey, it takes more than that. It does take more than that. Let's see what else we got here. Let's make a 2-headed running back tie in the Michigan running back, and they do a run by the committee. I would not mind that. I wouldn't mind it. I do think we do need another running back in the backfield. I liked what I've seen from Ty Chandler a lot, but I mean, it is kind of interesting that it took them that long to show what he has. It'd be nice to get another guy, especially one that maybe is a little bit stronger. But I wouldn't mind grabbing a running. Like my thought in this draft is I'd like to get a court. If we can get Jaden Daniels, go for it. Go for it. Right now, that'd be my opinion. If we miss on him, I'm probably sticking and picking, or maybe trading back a little bit and probably still picking my guy. And then I think the Vikings are gonna pick regardless of who you like. I haven't really dived in enough to Penix or Bo Nix or any of those guys too much, but I think the Vikings I think they're gonna try to come out of this draft with one of the top 6 quarterbacks. And if that's the case, I'd like to stick and pick if we miss out on Daniels, and maybe trade up or grab one of them in our second round pick, something like that. And then after that, I'm thinking just defensive players the entire draft outside of a running back potentially. Here are some names: Michael Pratt, Brady Cook, Spencer Rattler, I like a lot, and Jordan Travis. Yeah, Jordan Travis obviously coming off that injury. I don't know a ton of, I haven't digged into these guys yet either. Michael Pratt, Brady Cook. I've seen Spencer Rattler because he came in as a big prospect out of high school and bounced around a little bit and finally had a kind of a good season that he was supposed to live up to earlier. And then Jordan Travis looked really good and obviously season-ending injury. But those are names to keep an eye on, and I'm excited to go look at those guys. I'm in later, and those guys would definitely be later rounds. What if I say draft 2 quarterbacks this year? Oh, man. I would say I would not be mad about it. I'm at the point now, just take all the chances you get. Let's go find our franchise quarterback. I mean, obviously Washington did that with RG3 and Kirk Cousins. And I mean, regardless of what you think about Kirk Cousins, I mean, it still kind of worked out for him. The fact that RG3 looks so good goes down, and then you had Kirk Cousins already on the roster. But yeah, if I was to do that, if I were to grab a quarterback really early and I grabbed another one later, it probably would take a chance on a guy like Jordan Travis, someone who is going to fall because of his injury more than his skill set. If the Vikings don't get a top quarterback, they better load up the trenches. Yeah, I'm thinking defensive attack. I know what Christian Wilkins has came out, there was a report coming out that the Cardinals and the Vikings have interest in Christian Wilkins, which would be, if we have the money for it, that would be huge. We'll take him immediately, in my opinion. Now, I'm excited for free agency now, because I was just looking at the free agents, and there's tons of defensive tackles and defensive ends out there, and cornerbacks out there for this free agency. So it should be interesting to see what we do with that. But I'm with you. It's time to load up the trenches. I think we need a defensive tackle for sure. I don't think I'm passing on guard early, but at some point get a guard of some sort. And then, I mean, cornerbacks, our cornerbacks is a mess. It's a mess. We're not going to have Murphy. I think we do have 2 years on Murphy, but I think only one. We had the contract set for we can release him after this year or whatever. I can't imagine he's going to be back this next year. Booth, actually, I think I've seen something today. Booth in 93 snaps, he didn't allow any touchdowns, and a passer rate of 85, something like that. He kind of stepped up in his limited playing time. So, I mean, I think we'll give him another shot. And then I think Blackman will continue to be better, but our cornerbacks and our secondary is going to be kind of a mess, and we do have to figure that out too. Who's your favorite running back in the draft? I like Trey Benson of Florida State. I haven't looked hard enough yet, Mike. Honestly, I watched, I forgot what is his name for Michigan. Watch him. I know in that national championship game, he was coming off of an injury or whatever. I haven't dived into yet. I'm excited to, though, because I've always been a running back guy. Adrian Peterson is pretty much the player that as soon as we drafted him, that's when I went from a young Vikings fan to being obsessed with this. Was all about Adrian Peterson. So I like watching running backs, and if you get a good one, it's a sick player to have. So I'll have to check Trey Benson out. I do know the only one I kind of already knew a little bit more about was that is it Trey Ohio's running back? Is it Trey Hendricks or something? Yeah, I know Ohio's. Let's see, but Ohio's running back. I know he was supposed to come out of high school and be in like one of the better drafts in the last few years, or one of the best backs in the last few years. And I don't think he really lived up to that. But I know he's projected around the second round pick, which I wouldn't really want to use a second round running back. I don't think. Rap still wants Cook. Yeah. Hey, it'll be interesting to see how Cook plays for Baltimore. I hope he balls out. I'm kind of rooting for Baltimore, especially with Delvin Cook there. I would love to see Delvin Cook get a Super Bowl. Draft Jaden Daniels and Jordan Travis. Yeah, I like that. Jaden Daniels and Jordan Travis. If we did that, I wouldn't be mad. I would respect Quezzy's his want for a quarterback that bad, which I do believe he really wants one. I'd take Benson in a heartbeat. But if everyone in the top 10 pick a left tackle and wide receiver, anything non-quarterback, they will regret it. But I think Daniel slides into top 15. Dude, I hope so. The best case scenario is we just get to pick Daniels at 11. I don't think so, though. If we like Daniels, I think we trade up to number 4 with the Cardinals as soon as he makes it past the top 3 teams in this draft. If we really like him. That's my guess. I think Quezzy's going to try his best to pull the trigger. I want Cooper DeJean in the first. Oh, yes. Someone else actually brought him up, too, to me. Running back, Audric Estime, running back from Notre Dame. I'll check him out. We have to establish a run game next season. Dude, I know it was ridiculous this year. And that's one thing. Like, I'm not really on the KOC fire train. Not yet. I think he's done enough good this season, in my opinion. I mean, what are you going to do with literally quarterbacks that probably shouldn't even be backup? So I'm not out on KOC, but one thing for sure that I did not like was him taking too long to change position, like his loyalty to the people he decided to start with KJ Osborne and Jordan Addison, and it taking like 5 weeks, honestly, until Justin Jefferson got hurt. And they had no choice but to give Jordan Addison tons of reps and for him to take over KJ. It took way too long. Jordan Addison, after week 1, he should have been the number wide receiver 2 immediately, in my opinion. And then the whole Madison thing and Cam Akers, like Cam Akers was obviously playing better than Madison. We kept riding with Madison, and then Ty Chandler came in, was obviously better than Madison, and everybody was calling for it. And then Madison goes down, Ty Chandler comes in, and hey, Ty Chandler's he finally was able to give us a run game. So that about KOC, he needs to be quicker with those kind of those hard decisions, I think. Best case Daniels and then one of the big boys from Texas. Best case Daniels and one of the big boys from Texas. Yes. Also, someone give Blackman some food. He is too small, unlike Addison. I was right about Blackman's size being a major issue. Yeah. I do think he needs, definitely. He needs to get bigger size. He does get beat physically. That's probably been the biggest thing for him, but not just that. And it could be a rookie thing. I mean, he is a rookie and it probably takes time, but for him, there's times where I felt like he could have disrupted a pass. There's a couple, I'm trying to think. I think the play on Sutton, one of the touchdowns Sutton got against the Broncos. And then the other one, what was the other one? Is on the right corner of the end zone. I don't know. It just looked like he got out physical for sure, but it looked like he could have done something, and he kind of just looked up and watched the receiver grab the ball, which I wasn't sure. I don't know. Maybe he just there's a lot going on in his head. I don't really know. The Vikings could be bad for the 5 years if they don't take a top quarterback on the next draft, dude. I think they're going to. In my opinion, I think they're going to. They're going to try their best. That's the only problem I do have is sitting at 11. If combine and everything is done and they do have Jaden Daniels sitting there as the Anthony Richardson of last year, where he goes to the Colts. And if it's true that Quezzy tried to trade up with the Colts for Anthony Richardson, and they just didn't, they wanted him bad enough that they didn't do they didn't trade with us. And it could be in the same scenario this year for Jay. That's what I'm afraid of, because I want them to go grab their guy, but there's not really a team. We're kind of in a situation where there's not for sure a team that we can go do that, which kind of sucks. Like this whole draft situation did not go into our favor as far as the teams at the top of the draft goes and trying to make a trade up for them. Being only 165 pounds is crazy. I was 170 as a sophomore in high school as a safety. Dang. Yeah, I know. Dude, what's with all these small small players though? Corners, I think you should be bigger. You should weigh more. I was surprised. Like wide receivers, it is kind of surprising. And I think me and Rap were talking about this. It is kind of surprising to see all these small wide receivers that everybody called small come in this year with Addison, Zay Flowers, Tank Dell. Who's another one? I think Josh Downs was pretty short, and they've came in and they've all excelled this year. So they're kind of proving the wide receiver thing off a little bit. And that's what I said with Rap too is, but on the side of the quarterbacks go, Bryce Young is kind of, he's not doing a solid for the short quarterbacks. That's for sure. Anyone else worried about defensive depth? We suck there. Yeah, I am, especially if we lose Danielle Hunter, because we will literally not have any above average pass rushers on this team. So that will be interesting. Man, prediction: if the Vikings run with a young quarterback as a starter, I have them going 11-6, second place in the division, because I get the Packers winning the division next year's, but don't get mad. Hey, I like the 11-6. My money is still going to be that Detroit is going to be better than the Packers next year, but I'll take 11-6. If we get a rookie quarterback and he comes in and he starts and we go 11-6, all of us are happy. And all of, our Kirk Cousins stuff will have some merit to it, which I think it's possible. It'll be interesting to see if a quarterback can come in and play like that right away, but there's a couple in here that are definitely pro ready, and Jaden Daniels could be one of those guys. If Quezzy takes Bo Nix, it will be a Ponder thing all over. Dink and dunk merchant. I haven't looked into him enough, like I've said before. The thing about him, though, is, man, he can do everything you want in a quarterback. Obviously, he came out of high school. I think he was a pretty high-rated prospect. Pretty much was a bust until he broke out this year, if I'm correct on that. And then, which isn't nice to know. And then obviously now he's old or whatever. But yeah, I do not think I would want Bo Nix or at this point, or Penix or McCarthy, anybody at 11 outside of the other three. And I think if we grab one of those guys, it'll be, I don't know, trade back, grab them, or move up from the second maybe, or Bo Nix, one of those guys drops. Would I take a chance at Bo Nix in the second if he's there? I wouldn't care then. If they really like Bo Nix and he was there in the second and they're like, screw it, let's do this. But they did have the mindset, again, that if we don't think he's that guy, they're not afraid to go into the following year and still go grab a guy at number or in the first round potentially. I don't know. I just want a quarterback so bad. It will suck so bad if we leave this draft without a quarterback. But at the same time, we can't force it either. We can't pick a Bo Nix we can't do the Christian Ponder thing. That's even scarier. We can't mess up on this first pick, even though, I know we all really want it. If we lost to the Saints game, we would have been picking at 6. Dang. I know. That 5-game stretch, man. All the hype with that 5-game stretch, and now you're thinking like, man, I wish we would have lost a couple of those. It's a product of the NFL becoming softer, can't hit hard as small guys on offense will keep doing well. That makes sense to me. Steve, I'll tell everyone, and they should know this. The offseason is a big roller coaster. A lot of crazy things are going to happen. The offseason is like my actual Christmas for me. Exciting. Oh, dude. There's nothing better than draft day. Honestly. I mean, we've never seen a Super Bowl. Like, if you told me, it depends. If we go into playoffs and we know we're a good-ass team, like the 2009 Vikes with Brett Favre, I'm probably more excited for that, I guess. But like week 1 of playoffs or draft day, if you have a solid pick, I don't know, man. I love draft day. I love draft day. I love looking at the players, being excited to who you want, all that kind of stuff. But you're absolutely right about the roller coaster because at this point, I've mentioned it before. Anthony Richardson wasn't even Anthony Richardson. Like some people didn't even have him going into the first round. And then by the time draft day goes around, he's favorite to go number 3, which he does. And I mean, he looked pretty good out there, other than obviously taking the hits that ultimately led to his injury. But that's a crazy thing. That's why, like, who knows what anything's going to look like once we get to draft time, and especially the quarterbacks. Some of these quarterbacks are going to hop around. The only one, Jaden Daniels, the thing with him is I just don't know, unless he like something comes out or he's terrible in meetings. I don't see how he can drop because he should be, or I guess if he does the passing drills and he just misses, I guess, but physically he should destroy the combine if he even decides to do everything, which I hope he does, but we'll see. If we get Jaden Daniels, mark my words, JJ and Addison will have 1,500 at least. Let's go, dude. I hope so. I hope so. What are you willing to give up moving up for a quarterback, and how far we move up? I don't want to give 3 first-round picks. I don't want to, but 2, if we give 3 first-round picks, I'll respect it, but I'd rather do 2 first-round picks and like a second rounder and then maybe a couple other things. I mean, I would personally try to move up all the way to 3. If that was your guy, if one of those 3 is your guys and he's there at 3, then I'm cool with you moving up there. But for sure, number 4, because if the Patriots go a different direction, the only team in front of us that we have to worry about, I think, is the Falcons, actually. Though, if we move on from Kirk Cousins, it sounds like the Falcons could be the favorite for him. And if that would be best case scenario, honestly. We'd be helping our chances at grabbing Jaden Daniels a lot, I think, if we don't extend Kirk Cousins and he goes to the Falcons, because yeah, like I said, he's like they're like the one team in front of us at least that needs a quarterback. So that could change everything, other than obviously the top 3 teams, the Washington and the Patriots. They're the other 2 we'd have to worry about, and they're sitting at the right spots to do it. Yeah, Boschitz became good because he left the set. Oh, the SEC. Yeah, true. That's a good point. We have a quarterback again. Stop it, Steve. I don't know. I'm still hoping he chokes next week. The Vikings get Rodgers in 2 seasons anyway. It's a prophecy will be fulfilled. That'd be so wild. Hey, maybe. I mean, if we go and grab a quarterback in the first round, and it doesn't work out, and it seems like it's like if he has a season like Bryce Young or something, or 2 seasons in a row, or like Zach Wilson, like that type of downfall, I mean, that might be the opportunity. Like, all right, I guess we're going to grab Rodgers. The whole Brett Favre thing. That's kind of what we do. Bills won 31-17. Oh yeah, I didn't even check that. Oh, did it? Who scored for them? Let's see here. Let me check this out. So Josh Allen, Dawson Knox. That was the first quarter. Josh Allen scrambles for 50. That was the second quarter. I saw that. Oh, Johnson, touchdown again. Oh, Calvin Austin. Nice. I have a card of his that I want to sell. And then Josh Allen's. Ooh, Shakir. I wanted him to score a touchdown. I needed that for my DraftKings. Let's go. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this Eagles Tampa Bay game, because the Eagles don't have AJ Brown and they've looked completely terrible. And Tampa Bay has been one of the Cinderella stories, I guess. No one's talking about it really, but it'll be interesting to see how that one rolls out. Obviously, Philly should win, but Philly and Cowboys, they might embarrass themselves. We need a Skullfest Draft Fest. Dude, that would be so sick. No, it would be really cool if someday we were able to have everybody go to the actual live draft. Like, plan something at the actual live draft, wherever it is, and then get as many people we can to that. That would be sick, dude. Is anyone going to the Score North draft party? I'm not going to be able to make it. I'll be here. I don't know what our plan is. I don't know if we're going to do a live stream or anything like that this year. Maybe, probably. We'll see. It's hard though. I like doing the live streams on draft day. It's fun and everything and talking to everybody, but still, it is different when you're like, I kind of also like just to dive in on the draft. I don't know. So we'll see what's up with that for the live stream this year. But hey, if everybody else is down, I'll probably do it. I live and love watching film on players, studying all the antics and qualities. It's so fun. It's so fun. I mean, you're kind of like your own little GM. I like it too. It's like one of my favorite things. Hey, what up, Skull Mafia's back. JG, I just found you a golden Willy Wonka Skullfest draft party. Go and take. I'll send you if I win a card tonight. Dude, you gotta send me a picture and then I'll let you win. Zoen is coming to the draft in person. Ooh, oh yeah, going to this. Oh yeah, it's in Detroit. That's right, dude. That would be cool. That's one thing I haven't done. I know SK went to the last one in Vegas. SK went to. I know that. I've never been to a draft. I've been to the Vikings draft party, not the actual live draft party, but I've been to the Vikings one before, and that was kind of cool. Bro, the Niners should roll us next week. CMC will have 150 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Just being real, I'm a realist. I love my team no matter what. Hey, man, I'm with you on that. I'm hoping so. I'm a hopeful person. I'm a shit talker, so I'm always gonna say the Vikings are gonna whoop ass, even if I'm not actually thinking they're going to. Hurts is hurt as well. Is he just like a nagging injury, but he's playing, or is he actually not in this game? I think he's playing, so he must just be kind of a Hey, we were just talking about you, actually. You're going to the draft this year, Zoe? My golden ticket make your wife so jealous, bro. Gary, what are you talking about? Let me open up. It'd be interesting opening up that picture. Yo, we need a player like Josh Allen. Sucks watching all the young quarterbacks succeed while we left in the dust. Yeah, and another guy that was picked in the first round, right? Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. Like, come on, guys. What are we doing here? What are we doing here talking about keeping Kirk Cousins and not drafting a guy? I don't know what people are thinking. We need to take our chance. That's how you do it. Lamar Jackson. I mean, we can go for days. Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love. I mean, what are we doing here? Let's go, everybody. Let's go, Zoe. Dude, that's going to be sweet. You got to be representing against all those Lions fans who hopefully are disappointed because they didn't win a Super Bowl. The last 6 years of the NFL has made me love college football more, so I get more hyped about the draft more than anything. Dude, that's one thing for me is I watch some college football, but I'm not into it deep enough. I don't have a team. I don't feel like I have a team. I think I've mentioned that before, is like the Gophers, I'll root for the Gophers at this point, but I'm from Duluth, and Duluth's all about the hockey team. Like UMD hockey is like up there with one of the best hockeys in the entire country, and same with the Gophers. So for me, the Gophers have always been our rival. So it's hard for me to just like be cool just because of the Minnesota team, just to jump and be like a fan for them in football. So I need a team. I need a reason why I like a college team enough where I'm like following them hardcore. Hey, I think the Kaepernick is still running on the Packers. I think Kaepernick is still running on the Packers. Zone, congrats on your Lions winning. Dang. My guy Skull Mafia. Hey, Yogi in the building. What up, Yogi? Same, I only really watch the highlights. Yeah, that's what I do. So one thing I do want to say is one thing I wish I could do one of the annoying things, in my opinion, when watching highlights or tape of these quarterbacks, any of these players in the draft is, what was I going to say? Is just the media hype. Like with these quarterbacks this year, I already know Caleb Williams is the favorite to go 1. I know Drake May is the favorite to go 2 or whatever, like 1 and 2. I know that number 3 is Jaden Daniels right now, but I wish it's impossible to not see that, but I wish I could like go into these film and everything with a completely blank slate. So I could like just decide on why I like a player or not without like having the thing in the back of my head saying, well, this guy's supposed to go number 1 overall or whatever. Like, that's the thing that gets me is I wish I could like not pay attention to all the hype that goes around all these quarterbacks or all these players and kind of like get my own opinion about them without being, you know, pushed towards someone, because there's definitely times where I make my top 5 and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't not put this guy in there because he's supposed to be the top guy. I just need to grow a pair and just do it anyways, you know? He's playing, but his fingers on his throwing hand. Oh, he's playing, but his finger on his throwing hand is injured. Okay. So should I roast a hog this year at Skullfest? Dude, I'd be down for that. That'd be cool. Let's do it. I'll watch a national championship, but that's about it. Yeah, I did watch it this year. And I watched some parts of games. Did I watch an entire game? Not really. I watched like when because I was in the beginning of, or I was like near the what's it called? Colorado. Is it Colorado State? Is that Sanders' team? Is Colorado State? I don't know. I always get them confused. Colorado State. Anyways, I was like right next to that. So all the hype being in Colorado and near Denver and all that stuff was just so big that I was kind of like on the train for that. So I was watching some of those early until they just totally shit the bed. And then I was watching like the big games, like with Caleb Williams versus Washington or Washington versus Oregon. I was keeping some tabs on that, but bro, you need to be an Irish fan. Notre Dame is legit and the lacrosse team is awesome. Dude, I like them growing up. And I do like Kyle Rudolph, obviously Notre Dame, and Harrison Smith. The thing about them is when I was growing up, they were the team. And now I'm like, I already have the Vikings. So I'm like, I've never seen a championship in my life. So I'm like, I kind of want to be a bandwagon, but I don't either. I don't want to pick a team that just won. I'd like to take a team like even Texas right now. Like if you became a Texas fan like 3 years ago, it would have been a good plan probably with everything that's going on over there. So I don't know how I'm going to approach it. I almost need to have like I said, I need to have a kid. I need to force them to play sports, go to some college, and then I'm just going to roll with that college. That's the game plan here. But I do the Notre Dame. I like their Riley Leonard, right? Riley Leonard's the quarterback. He's just moving from, I think, Duke, and I think he's moving to Notre Dame. It also helps that college team is way better than my pro team. Yeah, dude, I know. I wish I liked LSU. That could have been an easy one, but then I didn't want to hop on the bandwagon after the Burrow, Chase, and Justin Jefferson season was so sick. It'd be easy to jump on board there. But then I don't want to like be on the bandwagon, but I also don't want to. I don't know. It's confusing. I don't get it myself. There's no better fan than a Notre Dame fan. The history, they're legendary and awesome. You can't go wrong with the Irish and seeing shiny gold helmets. It is cool. And then you think of what's his name? What's that movie called? Rudy, the one with Rudy or whatever. I rolled by Notre Dame for the first time a few months ago. Actually, I saw it. It is an incredible area, honestly. And the school is like obviously historical. It's cool. Colorado Buffaloes. Yeah, the Buffaloes. Golden walleye, flat on surface, blue water, close. Steve Bro, close. Oh, I know you love movie Rudy. Oh yeah, you got it for me. Any hard water yet? I can smell Skullfest too. Dude, it's going to be the best. We're going to take, I don't know what to expect for sure, but obviously we're only going to take it up a notch each year. Dude, I'm telling you, 10 years down the road from now, Skullfest is going to be that's going to be the goal. I'm just making up right now, regardless if anyone else is down, but we got to make Skullfest the number one home opener party in all of Minnesota. We got to do it. I think we can. I don't know, maybe I'm a little biased, but I think our little community with all the supporters and content creators, I think we got some of the dopest people, honestly. The most like, I don't know, in my opinion anyways. I think we know how to have a good time, is what I'm saying pretty much. We'll jump on LSU and root for my nephew. Hey, are you Yogi? Are you LSU? Do you root for LSU? Yeah, you sent. I seen your nephew. I know you sent the stuff with your nephew. What position did he play again? Hey, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, even that is enough. That is enough for me to root for somebody. Honestly, like, you tell me your nephew's on there, so like someone that you know, that's enough for me to be like, that's what I need. That's how I need to pick a team. Like, I need a reason. Like Yogi's nephew. That's a good enough reason for me to pick. Oh, sweet. But that is a good enough reason for me to support a team. Honestly. Bayou Collins, wide receiver from Clemson, also transferred to Notre Dame. So that team's getting set up. Mafia or minus temps for a week now. Yeah. Dude, Boston, all I know is being in Boston and people calling Boston cold, it is not that bad. This is nothing to Minnesota, dude. I think the lowest it's been so far is like 30 degrees. Hey, Gary with the $10. Thank you, bro. Skull Fest, let's go. It's going to be bigger and better that next year, every year. And he's from Minnesota, dude. All right. I'll jump on that bandwagon next year. LSU. I don't know who's going to be the quarterback next year with Daniels leaving. I can jump on them. Obviously, I mean, we got Justin Jefferson, LSU. If we get Jaden Daniels, it's going to be hard not to love LSU, you know? I'll be there. Let's go. I know you're going to be there, Barber. I'm making sure you're going to be there. See, for me, my sister went to LSU and I had not messed up my knee. I would have played there. Also helps with my friends with former LSU players. You're going to be in quite the situation with your brother going to Georgia. Does your brother play football or is he just going there for school? But man, he's gonna be hyping that up. I'm telling you. I'm hoping to be there. Roger, you're going. We're going. We're getting everybody. It's early. We're not even done with the season, and we're already getting hyped up and pushing people to go next year. We're doing that. If you're in Boston, you automatically turn into a Pats fan, though. I don't think so. I don't even think Pats fans want to be Pats fans anymore. Dude, it's all like just think, like, Bill Belichick is gone. Tom Brady's gone. Like their dynasty is coming to an end right now. And who knows? Maybe they'll hit in the draft. They do got the 3rd overall pick, but I don't know. All I know is this whole year, all I did is hear a bunch of Boston fans complaining about this season. And I'm just like, shut up. Shut up. You guys can't be complaining about the bad season after literally having probably the greatest dynasty of all time. Definitely was the greatest dynasty of all time. Yeah, it's pretty cold in Minnesota right now. Yeah, dude. That's why I'm not in Minnesota. That's why. I can't do the cold, man. Not for that long. I can right now it's fine. But later on into the season, like when it gets March and you're hoping to see green grass and some warmer weather and it's still negative degrees and you get hit by a blizzard, man, that's the biggest buzzkill I can possibly think of. Skullfella Brewskers. What's going on, George Blunt? In the building. Bro, you're not going to like Brian Kelly. Don't. That's funny. Just school. Okay. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him. I'm like, you got to root for your school, right? I mean, it's a different experience, I feel like. Don't do this to yourself. We'll see what happens. I'm going to be a free agent until going into next season. Maybe I'll pick a team. We'll see. Hey, Skull Mafia missed it for a second. My guy, $9.99 Skull Fest 2, Gary. Let's go. Here, let me get some sounds in here. There we go. Oh, I need to turn this up. There we go. What else we got in here? Are you kidding me with that catch, James? Let's go. Cash, homie. Let's go. Cash, homie. Cash. Straight cash. Yes. Thank you, Skull Mafia. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you. All right. What else we got in here? Mafia. Let's go. Skull George. What up, George? How cold to tune? I know Duluth, where I'm from, I'm like that's. I think they were -6. They were feels like -30 below wind chill in Duluth, man. It was not 39 in California. I was crying about how cold it is. That's different. It's different, dude. 39. Yeah, I was in San Diego. I lived in San Diego for 6 months. Best weather by far I've ever been into, but man, it might be the best weather you can get in the entire world. San Diego, just 65 to 75 degrees all year long, pretty much. Dude, it's the best. It has been minus 30 all week here in Montana. Those cold northern states, man. That's rough. That's rough. But all right, everybody. We got what hour? So this episode, our future starting wide receiver, our future starting safety, Harrison Smith's gone. I think we're gonna give this guy a real chance. It's going to be between him and Jay Ward. Watch. They're going to be battling for it, but there's a chance Lewis Cine steps up. He's still a first-round pick, and we're giving this card away. Lewis Cine autograph 1 of 1. It's a 1 of 1. You see that one there? There's only one of this only one of this card in existence. This is one of them. Get those hashtag skulls in the building. Jamie, what I still can't buy my swag to show my support. Callie made you soft for getting your homeboys. I know, Gary. I know. We need to talk about this. Again, I was looking at some more hats and stuff, but they make it confusing. They make it kind of confusing. I want to just buy specific hats. I don't want to really buy in bulk right now, but maybe we make that decision and we buy some hats in bulk. It could be the play. It could be the play. But I'll work on some swag. We still do have those shirts. Callie made you soft for getting your home. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, I left because of the weather, so maybe I was already a little soft. But hey, I spent 28 years in straight snow and ice cold, so yeah, get those hashtags in. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already. I haven't seen, where is Sarah? I haven't seen Sarah for a minute. She missed on when we did I gave some really good cards on Saturday. I'm going to try my best to get some Ivan Pace rookie cards because they don't make tons of them. Again, he's an undrafted free agent. When they make these cards, they get them in production like before the season and stuff. So he doesn't have a lot. So his value, any of his rookie cards have some pretty good value because there's not many of them. But I'm going to try to get a handful of those and give away some Ivan Pace. I think that would be, obviously everybody would like that, but that'd be kind of cool. I did have some Addison. I might try to get some more Addison, and then Justin Jefferson's rookie cards are going to be worth the most. That's why I get them. But we can change things around a little bit. All right. Obviously, you got to be here to win. Y'all know the rules. Let's do this thing. Lewis Cine 1 of 1 auto. Who we got? 3. All right. Someone just jumped in again. All right. I'll give anybody else any other last seconds. All right. I'm going to run it. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Who we got? Who we got tonight? Appreciate you all being in here. Let's see what we get. Boom, 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 boom. Yogi, you still in here? I already have a card to send to Yogi. That's 2. Actually, he gets both the safeties. What you got for Addison, Steve? Yogi, you still in here? Hey, there he is. Yogi's getting both the safeties. This is Yogi's card that he won on Saturday. A Cam Bynum rookie auto. And now the Lewis Cine auto. He might get these might be our safeties next year. These could be our safety tandem next year. It'll be interesting. Yeah, Yogi's killing now. He's on a roll right now. Let's go. But all right, everybody, I think it's time to get ready for this Philadelphia Tampa Bay game. Hopefully we see some, after watching the Packers and the Lions win, unfortunately, hopefully we get some redemption watching the Eagles have this complete meltdown and losing in the first round of playoffs to a team most people didn't even expect to be there. So, hey, let's go Tampa Bay. Let's beat the Eagles, man. The 1955 rookie that's in Bowman U. Dang, dude, that's sweet. I know. I want to get an auto. Cry, Eagles, cry. Hey, couldn't have said it better myself. But hey, that being said, we'll hop off with that. Thanks everybody for popping in. Hey, let's go grab our quarterback of the future. That's all I gotta say. But thanks everyone for being here. Skol Vikes.